good. Magnaflow, baby. He's ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Yep. Good. Not great, but good.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Kyle Connor YouTube channel video. You join me with the Rivian R1T. Blue is out here, and Alyssa's over here. Morning.
Well,
afternoon. And just threw the hitch on the back of the Rivian. Today, finally, I'm bringing Judy, my classic Range Rover, over to Pikes Peak Rovers in Colorado Springs, which is about 3 hours south of here. So I have about a 6-hour round trip. Yeah, maybe about 5 hours, probably a little bit less than that. But of course, charging with the Rivian to drop the Range Rover off. I'll let you know what's going on with it, sort of where we left off with some of the problems. And yeah, I'll tell you why I'm so excited to get her back, because yeah, she broke down, I want to say within 10 miles roughly from her last major service. That was a $6,000 service. Now she's going in for another major restoration, I think we can call this one. This is sort of part two. It's been planned. We had parts on order. They've all been delivered to Pikes Peak Rovers. Are you excited to get Judy back? I can't wait to daily drive her.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we'll see if she'll drive a little bit further than 10 miles this time now.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Alyssa jumped in Judy last time. I was like, hey, you haven't driven it. No, not your fault at all. Not your fault at all. And just somehow they got off on the wrong start. And literally, she kind of exploded as soon as you put it in drive.
Yeah, so did you talk to them about the carpeting?
Yeah, we're going to have them look into everything. But I'll show you the Range Rover here really quick. I don't even know what state of charge the Rivian's at. You've been driving it. What's it at?
Oh, I never checked that.
She never checks, so we're not sure. All right, well, let me show you what's going on with the Range Rover and all the good stuff that's about to happen. So we have the Nokian Hakkapeliitta 10 EV studded winter tires in 21-inch size. These are actually going on our Audi e-tron right there, so that'll be kind of cool. Full snowmobile mode. The Leaf is in here. We've been garage keeping the Leaf. This is the precious baby.
Yeah, I don't know why this thing's in the garage.
Well, we really need to get a warehouse as soon as possible. Thankfully, one of our viewers in town is a commercial real estate agent and is helping us find a place, which is really great. Here's Judy, the classic Range Rover. This is one of my dream cars that I'm lucky enough to have owned. Bought it used, of course, but look at how mint this thing is. It is just absolutely wonderful. Really represents true classic Range Rover. It's one of the later model years, but not too late, so it doesn't have the soft dash. And honestly, this thing's going to be pretty freaking awesome. I got it, went to go start it the other day, and the battery was dead. I need to keep all the cars on tenders. I ordered some battery tenders, actually, but right now I have it on sort of a slow charge, maybe an hour, hour and a half, something like that, just to get the battery up to crank it over.
Where did we get that?
Oh, I've had that my whole life, actually.
Where did you find that?
Conveniently, right next to the Range Rover. It was just sitting on the shelf, and it had a dead battery. I'm like, well, that was easy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't know, maybe Timon used it or something, but either way, Judy's got to get some juice in the 12 volt. The thing is, when we talk about it exploded, the heater core popped and sent coolant all through the interior. Nice, toasty, hot coolant everywhere in here. And it doesn't smell at all. I've been airing it out. There's no hint of smell. There's not much staining as far as I can tell, but haven't spent too much time with it. This was got to be, what, 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah, it's been some time.
Been some time.
She's been hanging out here and just...
Well, she's never leaving.
Well, I guess she's just hanging out in the garage, which is sad because it's beautiful weather right now. It's perfect weather for her.
I know. So they promised me that they will do their best. That's not a promise on the time frame to get Judy done by the end of week.
End of week.
So maybe Friday we can pick her up. Worst case, the following week. But it sounds like we'll have some fair weather. But I'm going to drive her in the snow. We'll just clean the underside, make sure she doesn't rust. There's not a hint of rust anywhere on it. You know, classic short wheelbase Range Rover. And yeah, basically no coolant in Judy, so we can't let her run for too long. It's quick starts and then shut it off. So basically on, load it on the trailer and off. And I really hate to do that to her because it's just not good to do these quick start-stop cycles. So we haven't moved her much. She's just stayed here. What I'm going to do actually is I got to run over to the office because that's where we've been storing the trailer. It has a flat tire. Everything's got a little something going on. So I'm going to use the Rivian onboard air compressor to fill up the trailer tire. I'm hoping it's such a slow leak that we can make it to Colorado Springs with the bum trailer tire. But if that trailer tire is flat, then we have ourselves in for a little bit of a disaster. The Sprinter needs to get serviced, but there's like a 6-month waiting list to get them in. So yeah, kind of a shame actually, because I'd like to use it, but we really have been using it sparingly because the service centers are just backed up around here to do the big service on this thing. So that's a bit of a pain. Also, because everyone has a Sprinter in Colorado. Interesting, this is going up to 14.3 volts now. That might be a little bit too juicy. Maybe a little bit too juicy. And maybe I'll ask them to put a new battery in Judy, a new alternator. Just make sure the electrical system's good. I'll explain what's going to happen in a little bit. Let's jump in the Rivian, head over to the office, pick up the trailer, fill up the tire, and then we'll load Judy onto the trailer. All right, Blue.
Yeah, good boy.
Well, it looks like the truck wants a software update. We should have hit that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about?
Did you just see that?
Did you just jump out the window?
He just jumped out the window. He just launched it out the window. Dude, that's pretty cool. But also, please don't do that in traffic. Why are you so happy? What did you want to see? Our trailer just sitting in a parking lot? There's literally... Did you just fake him out?
Yeah. Get him out of there.
Okay, so here's situation one. We got a little bit of a low tire here. Yeah, I gotta fill this up. And then our Suburban's also not looking so healthy. That's the one that was stolen and then returned. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that one day. That was great. Okay, so let's use the Rivian onboard air compressor to fill up this tire. I'm gonna also check the other tire pressures, and then we'll load it up and check it when we get home, and hopefully we won't have to do that too often on this trip. So I'm not really sure what we should set these things to. Radial. Let's see, where does it say max PSI? Yeah, what does it say for PSI?
Rear 65.
65 PSI. Okie dokie. So that's high. Good luck, little Rivian onboard air compressor. Let's see if you can do this. 50, 65. Go for it. Love this feature. So now we just chill out for a little bit until it completes. It also seems like I'm having a real issue getting things registered. The Suburban's not registered. This expired a month and a half ago. I thought they were supposed to send plates for these things. Do I have to like go to DMV with the title and get the plates?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I should probably look into that.
I had to call.
You had to call for your Audi.
But mine was bought out of state.
Yeah. I hate doing DMV stuff, but I think it's time. Everything's expired, or the Leaf needs plates. Yeah, those Tesla needs plates. Yeah. So just as I posted that this thing is working great, come on in here. And then I use it all the time, which I do. Now completely broken. Why does everything have to break? I don't understand. Anyway, got to get a new, at least patch that rear tire, and the rest need to be set. And then I can bring the Range Rover down to service.
Blue, you all right over there? You got your Yoda ears on? So this boy in the window, his name is Derek. He is within Big Dog's Huge Paws, and he really wants to come outside. But he's up for adoption, and he's really sweet, really easy, super good boy.
I like him a lot. He's a Pyrenees.
He is a Pyrenees.
So we brought the truck and trailer home. If you pan over this way, you'll see it there. I've cleared out everything in front of Judy. I've kept her on the battery charger for a bit, so the battery should be good to go. Again, there's no coolant in the truck at all, so this is going to be a startup. Just give it a second to normalize, build a little bit of oil pressure, and then I'm going to pull her out, and we're going to just yank her on the trailer. My big concern is I don't know if I have the ramps to get on the trailer situated perfectly, but I still have not patched the tire. So just so we can go through everything we got to do, it's now about 5:30 p.m. Yeah, the day has just gotten away from me, hasn't it? And I still have to do this 6-hour round trip to Colorado Springs and back. The Rivian's only at about 35% state of charge, so this might be a late night, but all part of the fun of classic Range Rover ownership. So come with me over here. I've put everything in front of the Leaf to just let this, to give Judy some room. We're going to move this oil over here. So yeah, I mean, Judy hasn't been started in, I would say, 8 or 12 weeks since the thing happened. So I'm going to give her a second, put her on the battery charger. Again, I'm going to keep her on a tender forever. I'm going to ask them to put a new battery in it. And Alyssa, what you're going to do is we'll film the startup. I'll get her out of here, and then you're going to run over to the trailer and help line me up to get me on, because she really can't run for more than a couple minutes without blowing this thing up. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Sorry to do this to you, Judy, but this is how we got to get you out.
Why don't we just, because it's uneven.
Oh, I love this thing so much. It smells so good.
Ew.
Just letting I usually go to the service light is off just to build a little brake pressure. So that's the high pressure brake pump there. Should we start her up?
Ready?
She dies. Come on back. All right, another startup. She has been sitting for a little bit, so. A little bit of throttle. Sounds good. Magnaflow, baby. She's ready to rock and roll.
Run now.
Let's go.
Running.
Already, so yeah, I mean, I think she's looking at a little bit of an angle here, but nothing that looks dangerous to me.
Okay.
I think we could start her up, and I mean, I might widen this one a little bit. This one looks to be good. I think we'll pull this one over here, something like that. And this one, yeah. What do you think? Looking good?
Yeah, if you think so.
I would probably not stand in
I
the
know,
trailer.
but I needed to get in front of it.
Yeah, okay. And also don't stand in the middle, because what I don't want to have happen is to send you for a ride if it's not latched up. it was a short enough time where we didn't damage anything. Wow, this thing not starting for months and just fires up like a freaking rocket. Love this rig. How's she looking? I need to make sure she's centered right. She might need to go forwards a little bit. But the problem is I don't want to put too much tongue weight on the Rivian because you can only have a maximum of 500 pounds on the front. But I'm thinking that looks pretty good, to be honest. Nice, evenly distributed over the wheels here. I mean, this is where the bulk of the weight of the vehicle is. So I can see the tire tracks before I had her maybe another inch forwards, but close enough. So I think that's where she'll stay. And everything with the Rivian looks pretty good, loaded up, no major issues. So I'll strap her down and then, oh, I felt so good to get back in Judy.
Does it stink?
No, it smells great. It smells like leather. Take a look at the carpet too. You can see just a small bit of discoloration.
Oh, I think it's worse on the passenger though.
It is? All right, let's take a look. Oh, look at this thing. Looks so good. The period correct MagnaFlow. Oh, I don't really see anything, Alyssa.
It all got underneath here.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
He's a cute dog. And I think what we should do is we should actually take the Sprinter over to dinner with Colton, because we're seeing Colton and his brother, right? And they have the Plaid. So we're going to take the Sprinter over. Where are we going?
Ginger and Baker.
Ginger and Baker. Interesting. We've only been maybe twice before.
For lunch.
Yeah,
We've never been for dinner.
Yeah, never been for dinner. All right, so I'll close this up, strap it down, wash my hands, hop in the Sprinter. Off we go then to Ginger and Baker. All right, so I usually keep a whole bunch of straps in the front of the Rivian. You can take a look in there. And the reason is, you know,
Straps and dog bowls.
Straps, dog bowls, dog leashes. Man, this thing looks so good.
It looks a lot better on your camera than mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonder what's up with that.
Oh, I just needed to clean it.
Nice. So, yeah, thinking about what could be the best way to strap Judy down would be probably to do an individual wheel hooked into each. And what I want to do is to avoid scratching. Well, we're back home, took the Sprinter to dinner just to let the thing run. It was awesome to drive that. Really need to do more adventures in that thing. We also need to finish posting our Alaska series. Got the e-tron and the Lucid in the driveway. The Rivian's actually still software updating. It's at 76%. This one's taking 80 minutes to install. We've been to dinner. I thought it would have been done by now, but we have to wait, of course, to leave until we go. It's going to be a late night. These are the things we got to do, though. I really let the day get away from me. I need to fill up this tire. It's got a slow enough leak where I think it's okay. So going to fill that thing up a little bit, make sure Judy's strapped down. Of course, with temperature changes, things shrink and move. I also moved the truck over here, so we'll just do one quick strap down. I got all four wheels tied down individually. You know, obviously it looks a little messy with the excess straps going around, but she should be good. And yeah, then we're gonna go out. We're gonna live stream the trip on Out of Spec Motoring, I think. Have some fun. Yeah, doing a live stream should be the plan. So thankfully Rivian has the hotspot in the truck, and that's what we use. Pretty good service reception, and yeah, we got a good live streaming setup in this thing. All right, I just couldn't get any combination of hoses that I have since the R1T's air compressor died out. I'm using this Alpha ESS, which did an ad deal with us for reviews, to power a BMW, I think, mobile compressor, and we can use this to fill up the tire. It said it was actually at about 30 PSI, so it's a very slow leak. I think at every charging stop, I'll just top it up to 60 and we should be good. I set the tire pressures on the other sides of the trailer, so I think we're golden there. So we topped up the tire to about 40, 45 PSI, not much, but it's pretty sleepy in our neighborhood. I think people have kind of gone to bed. It's 8:15 p.m. We're just embarking. But what I think we're gonna do is actually run to the Electrify America station in Loveland. As we're charging up the truck, we will fill up the tire. I might even patch it. I have a patch kit in the truck now, but didn't want to do it in the middle of the night in the neighborhood. So we have enough pressure in there to get there. We just are setting up the live stream right now, so you can head over to Out of Spec Motoring and watch the whole thing if you want. But otherwise, we'll see you over at the EA station. We'll plug this thing in, do probably a pretty deep charge. And we have arrived at the Loveland Electrify America station right by the house. I figured it'd be better just to do a top up here. So these are the new stations. I've already shown you these, complimentary, so free juice, we'll take it. And hoping for a pretty quick charge here. Let's just go straight in, boom. Very nice. And see how long the communication takes. We're connecting to vehicle. And there we go, initiating charging. Very quick, I can hear it going. It indicates balanced charger, but I'm not really seeing it. Either way, it doesn't matter because the Nero's at 90%, so they're not pulling much juice anyway. So we should get the full 200 kilowatts that the truck wants if the battery's warm enough. Let's see what this thing will do. We have it set to 70%. I think we're gonna do a pretty deep charge here just to avoid charging later on. So how do I do that? I got to go here, energy, 100%. Very nice. And everything is switched because of the software update. Here we go, 90 kilowatts, 100, 120, 130, 40, 50, 60, 169 kilowatts, 170. That's what it wants. Well, better than nothing. We'll take it. So we've been here for about 15 minutes so far. We were doing a peak of 219 kilowatts, which is pretty much the maximum this truck can take. And then it's actually a little bit overheated, so we're not getting the maximum right now, but still much better software for this kind of stuff. I've just hooked up the tire pressure compressor to the trailer, and we'll see how it holds. I'd prefer to not have to patch it right now. It doesn't seem to be losing too much. I think we only lost about 4 or 5 PSI from the house to here, which really isn't bad, but not ideal. And so what I think I'll do is keep an eye on this, and I can always patch it if I need to. 32 minutes and we put in 74 kilowatt hours. Really not bad considering a top charge. So we are at 79% state of charge. Let's get you guys locked back in. Here we are pulling into the next charging stop. The Rivian's towed really nicely over the last 15 minutes. We've gotten 1 mile per kilowatt hour. Had a little bit of headwind and of course some stuff. Now coming in here, our trailer actually scrapes if you look to the right there. And so what I'm gonna do is go in the back way. I've done this before. We've averaged 1.17 miles per kilowatt hour here on the trip so far. And so, yeah, we're just pulling into the back of the Target parking lot where the EA station is over to the right. If you take a look, you'll see it. And so what we're gonna do is meander our way that way, and we can just pull straight in because it's a totally empty parking lot. No one's here, nice and easy. You can see just a blanket of emptiness around us.
Oh. Motion lights.
And here we are, we have arrived. 28% state of charge, 32 miles of predicted range. I'm gonna get us plugged in, another complimentary session. So again, sort of not costing us anything here. So flap open, pretty sweet. I do like these Signet chargers. And in we go. And already connecting to vehicle, very nice. Judy's hanging on, so we'll take a look. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Sorry if you don't mind, you're on YouTube.
Oh, hey, I'm watching.
Oh, hey.
I'm a subscriber.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Robert.
Robert, great to meet
I'm
you.
actually on vacation from Texas.
No way.
And I was just down the street and I was like, I got to meet these guys.
Oh, well, glad you came over. And yeah, so here's the Rivian. And is this your Model Y then?
Oh, yeah, that's the 4680 I got a couple months ago.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it. It charges much faster than my Model 3 I had.
Oh, really?
Which I used a referral ticket.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So let's make sure this thing's charging. Would love to chat. One of our viewers met us over here. There we go, juicing up. So nice to meet a viewer. Drives a 4680 Model Y.
What's that?
What was that?
What's that?
Oh, it's got the new cells in the pack. How are we charging? 170 kilowatts. Yep, maxed out for the 150. Okay, so here's where we need to go. I thought I put it in here.
No.
Pikes Peak Rovers. Yeah, I did. Nice. So that is the plan. 45 miles. We need 90 miles of range, which means we need about 75 or 80% when we leave here. But keep in mind, we also won't have the Range Rover on the way back, which will really help with efficiency. But he also said there's some traffic. So what we'll do is we will charge up to, yeah, I say 80%. That should be good for, I would say, 90 miles. What do you think, Alyssa?
Yeah.
Yeah, hope so.
Well, 171. Who is a 172? You're getting close.
Very nice. We are now charged up to 79% state of charge. Met with that awesome viewer who had a 4680 Model Y. I popped up the tire. We only lost a few PSI, so I think we're looking pretty good. Trailer's towing great. Really love how this thing tows behind the Rivian. Can barely even feel it. Thing's just awesome. We are now at 80% state of charge. Hey, Alyssa, can you hit stop charging? Alyssa's gonna hit stop charging. Gonna put our Red Bull sponsorship right there on the hood. We're going to unplug, which we just did. Sometimes it's a bit hard to do this one-handed. Oh, come on, cable. There you go. That's the kind of quality coverage. We can leave the DC flap open with the Rivian, which is really nice. So close. Check that out. So sick. Got the Red Bull. It's like, what time is it? 11:15 or so? 11:12. Very nice. And we got a super chat. How about that?
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so we've gotten Judy fully unstrapped. No damage. She held on tight, didn't shift. I'm going to start her up and back her off the ramp, so we'll get a nice little cold start out of it. Let's hope the 12 volt didn't die. I did bring a charger just in case, so we can juice up the battery if needed. So, Alyssa, you're going to have to be pretty loud with your directions, and let me know if I need to go left or right hand down. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Check the other side too.
I don't want to be behind the car. Yep. Yep. Good. Not great, but good. Speeding on over there because you don't want to have this thing run. Got anything cool in here? There's a kitty cat. Say meow meow meow. Hello. Meow 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 meow.
Alrighty. So we put a little notice in the windshield that says no coolant. Do not let idle. Just taking some of the previous service records with me. She does have central locking. There we go. Locked up. And there should be a night drop box right there. So, yep. PPR Automotive. Boom. Done. So let me take some, well, I guess we have it on video. Here's the car. Here's the condition it's in. Let's just do a quick walk around tour. Well, there we go. Totally cleared up. Ramps are back in. Still an expired license plate. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's the Rivian flashlight. Always comes in handy. And yeah, everything's looking good. We got to turn down the trailer brake gain a little bit. We got to get the live stream guys off the back window and turn around and start our journey home. So let's do it. Let's take a look at our efficiency on the first leg of the trip. If I go here, we drove 138.6 miles, about 2 hours and 50 minutes. We averaged 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So let's reset that. And I think where we're going to head to, we'll have to see. We might stop at that station that we were at here in Castle Rock, or maybe we could stretch it past. Definitely want to avoid the downtown Denver ones, but I'd be fine stopping at any of these north. Would be cool to make it all the way back up to the Loveland EA station, this one here, although I don't think it will be possible with the trailer. So I'm going to put in the original Castle Rock location. I think we go like this, here, target Castle Rock, start. So that's the move, 47 miles. We have 51% into drive. Live stream's going. You good, Alyssa? Mm-hmm. Feeling all right?
I need to go to the bathroom.
Need to go to the bathroom? Well, we can find a little service station or something, and then we'll get going. And you join us back at Castle Rock as the plan, without the Range Rover on the back now. Already can tell slightly more efficient without the Range Rover on the back, but we won't know the full story until we get back for the round trip. Again, there is about a 500-foot elevation difference, but no wind tonight, so it'll be close enough to guess. In we go. We just charged on this unit before, and we're going to be plugging back in, charging again. Empty trailer this time. I got to fill back up the tire. I've been keeping the Alpha ESS unit. Again, they sponsored us for a video, and I use this thing all the time. No joke. I'm gonna use that with the tire filler. Juice that tire back up to 65 PSI, and then that should be more than enough to get us home based off of our bleed rate. So the tire dropped to about 35 PSI, down from 60 PSI. We drove about 70-75 miles, and that's about how far away we are from home now. So I think this will be the last time I fill up this tire, especially with no weight on it. I think that'll be okay. And yeah, looking good. So I think we'll charge up here to maybe 60%, 70%, something like that. Just enough to get us back to the Loveland station. Maybe we'll do one quick top up so the truck doesn't sit dead. Of course, we don't have home charging. Even if we did, we wouldn't be able to get the truck over to the house with the trailer. I don't want to unhook it as soon as we get there. So, yep, we'll let this thing juice up and then hit the road. This is what I call perfect charging vibes. Trucks juicing, tires getting air, empty parking lot. Love late night road tripping, especially with a trailer. So much easier than driving during the day. Well, we're just sitting in this empty parking lot. I filled that tire up to about 65 PSI. It took a little while, put everything back in the gear tunnel, charged up to 53%. We were here 15 minutes, put in 40 kilowatt hours. It says the battery's getting just a little toasty here, but definitely had a pretty good session, I would say. These 150 kilowatt stations are typically actually 175s, just branded as 150s. So the truck saw a peak of, I think, 174. Yeah, we are going to go up to Loveland because I want to put some juice in the battery before we leave it for the night, especially as it's getting colder outside. Leave it around 50% state of charge, or anywhere between 30 and 50% should be fine for it. So I think what I'm going to do is hit stop charging. We'll drive up to Loveland. If it doesn't look like we can make it for some reason, the truck doesn't think we can. It says 68 miles of range and it's 75 miles to get there. A, there's plenty of backups. B, I can always go a little bit slower. We got the cabin preconditioned nice and toasty now. So let's go. The truck actually, when it's charging especially, shows a warmer temperature than it actually is. Let's go here to the lightning bolt, to energy session summary. I like that they break this down now. 44 kilowatt hours in the battery pack, half a kilowatt hour for cabin heating, and 0.2 kilowatt hour for low voltage accessories. Very nice. Let's hit stop charging. A 16-minute stop, I believe, something like that. 16 minutes, free charging, 43 kilowatt hours. It says it costs something, but it actually costs 0. Thanks for the complimentary charge, EA. Let's go do it again up in Loveland, and then that'll be it for the night. Super easy trek. I just can't get over how nicely the Rivian tows. You just can't even feel anything behind you. Although with the trailer unloaded, it is bucking a little bit, but with some weight in there, whew, it's awesome. With 29 miles of predicted range left, just over 20% state of charge, we have arrived at our last charging stop, which is pretty much where exactly we started. So as planned, we are over here grabbing the handle, complimentary charge. We're gonna charge up just a little bit because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Just don't want to leave the Rivian at low state of charge by the time we get home. I won't be unhooking the trailer till tomorrow, so I think I'll charge it up from 22 to 50% or so, and then we'll call it a night. I can hear the contactors going over there. Let's get the charging screen situation going here. No receipt. Very good. Let's check on that trailer tire. Make sure that this thing's looking good. Oh yeah, looking great. With no weight on it, probably holds air a little bit better. Doesn't even seem to be bowing at all. So just gonna leave that. And a very successful trip to drop off the Range Rover. Well, we are charged up to 42%, and I think we hit a cooling limitation. I saw a peak of 220 kilowatts. Normally, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Normally I've seen a peak of 219, but 220, pretty good. So we're down to under 200 kilowatts. That was kind of my plan. Charge till it dips under 200. Now we're at 200. Now we're at 197. We got plenty of juice to get home. We put in 37 kilowatt hours in 10 minutes. Pretty awesome. For a 400 volt system class of car, I will take it. The bottom side of that cable is definitely a little bit warm. I mean, it just dumped 500 amps for 10 minutes. Since we're not DC charging it, I'll close that up. And I think it's the end of the vlog. I'll check in with the efficiency in the morning, of course, before I post this video. And it's actually the next night. I just was editing this vlog and I was like, oh, I forgot to tell you the efficiency. Well, I haven't moved the truck since we got back. It's at 39%, which is totally fine for storage. If we come here, come on, let's think about life for a second, truck. And we got 1.58 miles per kilowatt hour. So it was 1.2 without the trailer, 1.58, excuse me, without the Range Rover is 1.2 with the Range Rover, 1.58 without the Range Rover. I don't know how scientific that is because I drove a little bit faster without the Range Rover on the back as well. So I don't know, driving faster, more efficient without the load, to be expected, nothing new there. Have the e-tron out here, the smart car. I attempted to do the Lucid Air range test today, but got stuck in some rain and weather and had to scrap it. So I'll be up early tomorrow morning, hopefully going for round 2. And I think some sprinter adventures to come. So yeah, got some cool stuff coming. Thank you guys for sticking through this vlog. I don't know why anyone watches these. This one was particularly bad, but we filmed it. So it's going up. Hey, Blue. Still can't believe he jumped out the window. All right, and in the vlog like this. Have a great one. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.